good morning. What a lovely surprise. Look at that. Look, I'm getting the hellos, and Barbie already summarized everything. Oh my gosh, this is freaking perfect. All right, let's get some music, grab a coffee, and let's start. Oh, by the way, I already have a sign over here, like I drew on paper. You can guys start guessing for the first one. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys had a beautiful week. I really have to say that was last week was very enjoyable. We had a day rather to say, that was like 28 degrees. That is 84 or 85 in Fahrenheit, which is very unusual. Apparently, before I was coming here, they said it really snows for Halloween. Well, I was not complaining with such a warm day walking Tiger. It was his birthday, so it just kind of like was celebration. So last week, Tiger had birthday on the 26th. Then yesterday, Matrix had birthday. And so when my pets have birthdays, I spend the entire day with them, which means they're getting the best food. I'm singing their song, happy birthday to you, and they get all the attention. So I don't know, like they for some reason learned that this is special, and when I sing it for somebody else, they become very jealous and stuff. It was just weird because Tiger and Matrix have it so close, so I actually have to do kind of like dual attention, etc. Oh, you like the dramatic music? Yeah, I think it's perfect for this. So what am I going today? I'm going to really give you these dates again that I put into the pin, and I better keep this because I was looking how to squeeze everything and still get some break for myself in December. And that's the only thing I came up with. So starting next week already, I'm going to do December. And that's going to be for the 2 weeks as I break it down. And then the 2 weeks after that is going to be January. I think this makes more sense, do the January 1st before the new year, or I can switch it around. And maybe that would make more sense. What do you guys think? So I can reverse January in 2023 because I need 3 dates for 2023. I will make it a little bit more in depth and more kind of like things. So hence 3 days, and it's going to be only 4 sign per hour. So it's kind of like full 15 minutes per sign. So if you guys want me to reverse, if you think it makes more sense that after December I do the annuals, so that means the annuals already would be on in the middle of November. That's fine. Actually, that probably would make more sense. My birthday is 1 day before the last Saturday. Oh, you see? Yeah, and then on the 17th, I think it will be last one. I'm going to take myself 3 weeks off and just do nothing. December is just for sleeping. What else? I've been going for interviews with one government job. It's for elections, so it's not something that is steady. It's like once every 2 or once every 4 years. But where I live here, it's a bilingual environment, and they flagged me and they said we need to conduct a bilingual test and see if you pass it, right? And it was kind of weird because I was really scared. I mean, I'm studying French and everything, but I didn't know if it is sufficient to pass. And they don't ask for they have these levels from A0 to C2, and C2 is like kind of like academic level. So they are not asking for a C2, but they're asking for a good, I'm just trying to make this work, but they're asking for a good, and why do I have the, I have to remove this social media icons. Anyway, I have passed, and they have declared me to be C1 level. And I thought this is freaking amazing. I just kind of like really, really enjoy that. And I want to remove the social media, and there we are. So, without further ado, let's start, guys. You can guess which one goes first. And while you're doing that, I'm going to see who is here. So, bonjour Lynn, mon amie française. So she was first today, but Barbie was like right after, like well organized. Lynn, freaking awesome. Look at all of these beautiful icons that we got here. So part 1, we did Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, Cancer, Aquarius, and Leo. Well, please, round of applause for Barbie. Like, I mean, look at the dedication she actually has, that she actually had it organized and she just put it for me. Like, I mean, I didn't even think about it, and I'm well organized. So this is like 10 times me. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And like, round of applause for Barbie for doing such a wonderful job. Then we have Kylie and Lorna H. Good morning. Anybody else? Andy R is here. Hello back. Good to see you. Crappy and dreadful. What is it? What is crappy and dreadful? That's not. Oh, that's a date. Tell us. Do tell us. Like, did we not tell you this is not going to be great? I still hang up on your Gemini, so I know that's going to be a rough ride, but that's the way it is. So nobody is guessing. Nobody's guessing because I'm going to start unfolding this one. And so, which I'm using? I think I'm using this one. Barbie is a treasure. Like, tell me about it. Oh my God. It's just, fantastic. You don't have to tell her anything. Like, she's just freaking perfect. And let me see. Am I getting something? Something is wrong. And I have to take this down and go from there. Barbie, Sagittarius, Lorna, Sagittarius. But we are getting Capricorn over here. So Capricorn goes first. Capricorn. So I was actually thinking even maybe one of those 2023 dates, and you guys still didn't give me your opinion. Do you want a January 1st or you want a whole year first? I was thinking that one of those dates I just have astrology, so that way it's not combined, and later people can reference it and find it easier, and then the other two just divide it into the reading, so that kind of like would be the thing. And so Capricorn, let's see what we have here, my dear Capricorn. So we have 4 guesses today. Is it 4 or 3? Three guesses, because then we are getting to the bottom of the pile. Capricorn. Hi Jasper. Hi. Oh, pretty girl. And this is still not even for some reason, and I don't know why, because it's even on my table. I guess it's maybe the lenses are off. Anything I choose, what do you guys think it would make more sense to you? I kind of like don't care. I know exactly which dates I'm going to do. It's just like now we have to figure it out, how to do it. Well, Andy, you have a karma with Gemini. It looks like it. So Capricorn, you have a 9 of Pentacles. You have the Empress, and then you have the King of Cups over here. So it's actually very lovely. What's up, Jasper girl? What's up? She's very cuddly Pisces over here that I have. So now I actually made it more crooked now instead of less crooked. Like, you would not believe it how nice and straight this is on my table, but for some reason you're getting it in a really weird way. But anyway, I'm going to get it eventually. Let me see. So let me just even change this stamp over here. So this is a little bit better, I think. All right, Capricorn, let's start. So we have something culminating to the point that you feel comfort. So these are really, really good cards for you. So this upcoming November, because I'm still in November, I made it worse. I was like thinking, okay, I'm getting better, but I made it worse. So I have to wait every single step. I'm so sorry. Oh, Gabby. Hello, Gabby. Hello. And you know what? I have to fix it. Otherwise, it's going to drive me crazy. I'm just seeing things looking this way, even though everything looks perfect on my side. Okay, this is better. I can see this better, but no, it's not properly done here. It's still not better. Is it better if I go this way? I'm just see it, or is it better if I go the other way? No, it's like I'm seeing myself 30 seconds ago, so I have to wait. So I'm going to wait, Capricorn, with you, and I had it right, and then I moved it. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. How much of delay this really is today? Because I don't see it on my screen straight. I see it the other way, but let's hope it is this way, that it stays. So Capricorns, I really owe you a big apology for going back and forth on this one. Let me just erase this stamp over here, and let's start from the beginning. All right, finally, Capricorns, if you want to see shuffle, you have to go 3 minutes ago, because I started distracting myself with a whole bunch of things, which does tell me that you're going to have lots of distractions, but they're going to be good distractions. Distractions for you are showing up as a 9 of Pentacles. They're showing up as the Empress and as the King of Cups. All really good. So if you are a woman, then this basically foretells that you're going to feel like on top of the world, that somebody's putting you on a pedestal, and or that you already, almost looks like this comes before somebody maybe new entering your life, or somebody treating you or telling you that they love you, or finding somebody who is I guess, emotional enough, or who is comfortable with who he is in order to kind of like move things ahead. I really like King of Cups, and King of Cups is not for everybody. If you're looking for somebody who is your rock, right, then you're looking for King of Pentacles. If you're looking for somebody who is babbly, like wink wink Andy, then you're looking for an air sign, right? Because there will be no end of talking, but also talking can get you in trouble, and they will judge you on it as well. Just like if somebody's a rock, they will help you get up there, but they will judge you if you don't continue with that. So it's kind of like yin and yang and everything. But if you want somebody who is emotionally support you, King of Cups is the one go to. The downfall of King of Cups is that they're going to also drag you and demand more. So this is why dating Scorpio that goes down to Mariana Trench, kind of like depths, is exhausting, because I need to prove your love and everything else. So, but maybe for another water sign, which is already lowered, going that much lower is not that problematic. If somebody's air sign and it's already in Himalayas, going all the way down can be exhausting. And which one I didn't address? Fire, right? Fire is like somebody who gives you boost and energy. If you're a little down and your batteries are down, you know, like when your car stops and you need a boost from somebody, they give you a boost, but then they also expect that you keep continuing with that level, and they will judge you on that energy as well. So this one tells me that you are actually in a really good spot. You are like in a good place where this Nine of Pentacles is really talking about experiencing comfort. Almost like it feels like, my dear Capricorn, do I have any Capricorn? Chris is not here. That you're like really at this stage happy with yourself. They're like, there's nothing you're looking for. There's nothing you're kind of like reaching out for. This is like self-comfort. Like, let me give me my blankie, my hot tea or coffee, whatever, like your favorite beverage. And then you're saying, I'm good, I'm pampered. That was actually my day yesterday. I did shift the colors. I just couldn't figure out why. And I'm really good in interior design, like in the place is nice, but it was missing, and I couldn't figure out what was missing. And finally yesterday I realized, like, I had like blue and yellow and gold kind of like color going on here, and I just removed that yellow and turned it into cream, and like, ta-da, everything came alive. So there's like something, a period of something ahead of you that you also, if you're not open, because the Empress tends to orient herself toward her own family and toward comforts. After all, this is like really Venus driven kind of like card. But I also have to tell you that you have Taurus, Libra, and Pisces, but I would also add Scorpio. I guess also let's add Cancer as well as a really, really good prospect. So do not deny a man, because this is mostly for women. It's a man. If you're a man, this would mean that you would become emotional, that you would put somebody on a pedestal, or you have somebody already in mind that, like, I mean, this is kind of like almost like a warning, because somebody is on a high level where they can go from there down. The same thing, if you're in the rock bottom, you can only go up. So be careful with this concept. Or maybe you just don't want to disturb your peace unless somebody's perfect. Maybe this can be read that way as well, right? So, but you're opening yourself emotionally, which is really, really good. So for you, if you're male, then I would say it will be that Libra and Taurus. So what I was about to say, like, I mean, if somebody's not these signs that I have mentioned, you need to look in their entire chart. And that entire chart means they might have a very strong position of these planets, right? So hence, it's still kind of like valid. So hope this helps, my dear Capricorn. That is like your November coming up. Hi, Chris. Good morning. It was just Capricorn over here being read. It is that time already. So let's see who is next over here. Who else? Hello, Christelle. Hello. Oh, look at that. In the last 2 minutes, I got 2 orders for astrocartography. So weird. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And like in 2 minutes too. All right. So what is this? We have this one here for now, and then I'm going to draw the one from right after. So let's see. Guesses are Aries, Pisces, Pisces. So it's just like one more after this, and that's it. I'm just continuing up. Up late last night after seeing the B-52. What? B-52s in San Francisco? What? Is that some kind of like a show, or somebody is attacking you? Oh my gosh, you guys, I've seen this most beautiful clouds. I'll show you that picture. Where is this picture here? It just looked like strawberries. I just like never seen a sky like that. And like it's also like when you go to the golden hour and you take pictures, it's just freaking fantastic. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. So this is kind of like the it was not the sunset, it's like golden hour, which is about an hour before you get somewhere. So just want to see if I'm showing this properly, but I hope this really helps. You see that? Isn't this absolutely amazing? So this is going to be one of my new desktops. So what did I do here? Press something. And let's go next. Which one? I have the guesses. Aries, Pisces. Ikat, we did Aquarius last time, but we are going into Sagittarius. Rock Lobster. Sagittarius. Isn't this Andy? I was just like mesmerized. Like, I mean, I'm not the person who, like, I think we come to this planet to really enjoy this, because on the other side there's like really nothing, no clouds, nothing. It's always everything nice, which I guess can get on your nerves. But then you get here and then you kind of like don't pay attention to this kind of things. Red Lobster, Rock Lobster. Okay, so we'll see. So Saggies, let's see what we have for you, Sagittarius. That's really of much interest to me because it's going to be your birthday toward the end of November. So this is going to be happy birthday, Sagittarius, as well, or happy early birthday. And let's see what we get here for you. Oh, I better put the sign. I forgot it. Like, these are monthlies after all, so I need to do it. My apologies. My apologies to Capricorn. Forgotten. You know what? After I wake up, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys are watching these memes on Instagram. I really need a good 7 hours of alone time to really kind of like come to my senses. And I think I need a new mouse. This one is not working that well. So, Saggies. Saggies, you have 6 of Cups reversed here. There's like something, something you don't want to remember. There's like, this really talks about some emotional baggage, guys, and somebody who was very flirty, somebody from the past. It could be possibly somebody who you have kids with. And then you're getting a 2 of Swords as the last one. Did I have 3 or 4 the last time? I don't remember how many cards I had. Because I'm feeling that I need another one here. Okay. Look at this, like 2 cards. I don't know if maybe 3 cards in this deck, but 2 cards generally with blindfold in it. And you got both of them over here. So what are we actually dealing with here? There's like some kind of like a tower situation going on over here. You're like really addressing some, let's call it losses that you had in your life, because this is literally walking a tightrope, trying to balance yourself, not knowing where you're heading. And this is about perception of your surroundings, like finding that maybe the atmosphere is hostile of a sort. Because look at this, we have emotional and then we have an analytical part. So this is really telling me that you deal with your emotions analytically, right? So that's basically what therapy is as well, which that's why I work as a coach, not as a therapist, because I just don't think that analytical approach only works. You need to kind of like really accept it and release your emotions. And you don't do it only by talking about it, right? There should be other kind of like tools in the deck in order to do that. But you are really doing that, and you get really stuck when you start doing that, right? B-52, aren't these airplanes, Kylie? I am not so sure. We'll see. So if you guys have any pictures that are really nice or something, like, I mean, just send it to me. I'm going to feature them like on live over here. So no worries about it. It will be nice to see something that you can send me what represents you, and then we can actually show it. And that could be really fun to kind of like get to know. And maybe we should have once a month get to know each other and just really talk about that. Because at this stage it's showing, like, I mean, we have a huge, I think I have more mods than any other channel. I think I have about 25 mods, and out of this 25, maybe 10 of them show up kind of like consistently, and I kind of like weed people out if they don't show up in a while, right? So Sagittarius, I don't know what to tell you other than it's going to be a rocky road. You need to go and look at this astrology that is in a previous reading. So just check in the pin kind of like stuff what was done the previous week, that you have to check the intro, because that intro is extremely important. It's really telling you that we need to go backward before we go forward, and this is kind of like showing it very, very visible. There's like somebody, a thorn in your eye, that really exists in your soul, exists in your psyche, whatever you want to call it. It's somebody who has a really soft place, but it fell flat. Something didn't work out, some romance didn't work out. And in fact, maybe somebody was juggling in that situation, maybe it was you. And this really reminds me of Sagittarians when I started this channel. Oh my god, it was Sagittarians, Scorpio, Sagittarius is Scorpio the most, and I think Aquarius to some extent, and Virgo. Oh my god, it was like something going on. So it was like kind of like intermingling and kind of like addressing it. So it does look to me that something from could be distant past, because like the water is not recent past to start with. It's kind of like getting you into some kind of like boost, and I really feel that this boost is going to start around the 10th of the month, and it's going to start building up toward your birthday. But it was really, really interesting because you actually really don't know where you're going, but you're going there spitefully. You're kind of like really doing this kind of like a thing, right? It's a group with 2 women and 1 guy that sings. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, there you go. No, I haven't heard of it. This is really weird. I guess I'm not a singer, and I only sing when I need to have a space in the restaurant, and I'm really successful in getting it. That's the only time you would hear me sing. So this to me is a really crucial card here that shows that you are not trusting yourself, and this is the key. You need to become aware of yourself, because this card shows that, you know what, I'm not coming down from this tree because I'm blindfolded. I don't know where I'm going. So how about taking a blindfold? How about realistically looking where you are, what you are doing, in order to really figure it out? Flintstones looking bad? Oh my gosh, that sounds hilarious, actually. Oh, got some beautiful ones of our bay here. Oh my gosh, just you're in Shediac, Handy? Shediac, New Brunswick? Give me a break. Or Shediac somewhere else. Look at that. It's coming as a widower. It is talking about something that you have buried, but it's something that you haven't really. And this is what it was, remembers? Like it was the 3rd rule, emotions are everything. Too bad that I have actually removed it. I should have left it on. And this is kind of like where I'm seeing this. There's like something that has to come, because this new moon that is coming up, it's not reacting like new moon, and it's kind of like reacting like death. We need to kind of like have things surface, and we can clean them once forever. For you, it is very impactful, my dear Saggies. And this is why this reading is so long, because there's like a lots of things to unpack. But ultimately, it boils down to you allowing emotions to come up, which you are not, because you're trying to suppress them. You're trying to just keep moving without thinking about it. So no, you're not going to move because they're going to something else get you stuck. And two, when you allow them, process them, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to write letters, allow yourself to listen to sad songs, but then also just accept things as they are, because then it's going to allow you to kind of like step in a different world. All right, so Pont de Chêne, oh my god, I can't believe it, I'm in Dieppe. This is like where I go and walk with my dog. I didn't realize. Oh, a neighbor, that's right, you guys have some beautiful sunsets over there. And I mixed up the wrong cards here. What small world. From the whole world there is a neighbor. What can you kind of like say about that? All right, we have the Virgo next over there. And why do I have this? Okay, and I'm going to bring the one that will go after this, but this one is not going to be any more guesses. So this is the last guess, guys. So I'm going to let you guess it properly and to see what it is. Oh my gosh, I know, just can't believe it. Like, I mean, I was there with Tiger, and let me see, I'll just show you something. Just recently, just discovered Pont du Chêne, basically beach. Actually, guys, where she lives are the best beaches in Canada, and I didn't even know such a thing, that they're like beaches in Canada, and they're like north and not south, and they're really, really good ones too. But let me see if I can find something. But Chris, it sounds like fun, actually. I used to go to seminars with a friend of mine, and the seminars were like one of those T. Harvey Eckert, and he would make people come and sing. It was like hilarious. It was a pre-American Idol, and you could see this kind of auditions. It was just really, really hilarious. So if I find this picture, and I'm not, it didn't pull it up. I wanted to pull a picture of that tiger sitting in front of the big lobster, and that's the Shediac over there. I'll get you out to the beach and somewhere, maybe kayaking. Oh my gosh, I would love it. I would love it. Oh gosh. So who is next? We have Gemini, we have Scorpio, we have Virgo, and we have Aries. Well, we have a whole bunch of guesses. So Barbie guessed. Anybody else? Nope, just Barbie. Barbie, you're like on a freaking roll. Last time and this time, like last time it was twice, and you are like soul winner. Look at that. Like, I mean, my skills are rubbing off on you, my dear. So let me see. Scorpio was already red. Releasing is good for the soul. So let me see. Aries, I'm going to put your stamp over here, and let's start. Aries in November. So we have 8 of Cups reversed. This is interesting. Don't guys get freaked out because the cards are reversed. Oops. So Magician reversed. Like, I mean, these cards are still happening even if they're reversed, and I'm going to explain this a little here. And then I have a 2 of Cups. So you guys made something happen, but you made something happen on the back of somebody else. Whether or not you're aware of that, this is what happened. You need to make amends. Remember what I said, you need to go backward before you go forward. So it is very, very important. Kind of look at it. Look at it. It was like some kind of closure. It was something really rough. But then again, you're Aries, right? Nobody's going to accuse you of being sophisticated, but also we're going to look up to you when we need some kind of like major, like take down the door or get somebody out of the fire kind of a thing. So every one of us has a purpose, right? So 8 of Cups is reversed. So it's not leaving, it's coming back. So what is the story about this Eight of Cups? And look at that. We have the full moon appearing twice. So it's going, and this is Onyx coming to visit. It's like really tiny little sound. Come, come. Hello. Hey, you wanna say hi? You wanna lay down here? You wanna lay down here? So the story here is kind of like being comfortable, being very satisfied because you have all the full cups and still eating, meaning now at the stage of your development, you're like really wondering if you are benefiting everything that you need to benefit. So there's like this wonder, like I'm in wanderlust or question, what is out there kind of a thing. But I can describe a boyfriend who doesn't want to settle because the perfect woman will kind of like show up. But when this reverses, this person reach that realization that there is like nobody else, that you had somebody or that you had something that has already been perfect. Now the question is if they actually accept you back, right? Because there is always two party to that equation, right? Okay. Feels comfortable. This is like a very different cat from any other cats that I have. He's very cuddly, extremely cuddly. He likes his tummy rubbed. He wants to be carried around. He likes that I tell him stories. It's kind of like lots of really different things happening. I have to put it away before it disappears. So with Magician reversed, we are talking about that forcefulness, and this is like a 1. So even though it really shows Gemini energy, because that's Mercury, it's mercurial, it happens really quick and it can change really quickly. This is talking about somebody who does things for the wrong reasons, right? Somebody who has the skills, let's say, to create black magic. Somebody who has skills, you know, like it's kind of like the proverbial enemy, the proverbial villain. But they don't really show up in the real life, like in cartoons. They don't come up masked and disfigured. They come actually very slick. This person is the ultimate narcissist. This person is the ultimate salesman. This person is the ultimate, you know what, I'm taking advantage of you kind of a person. So that's initially I said to you, like, I mean, what did you do, my dear Aries? You really need to handle the situation differently. It looks to me that it could be a story about partnership or some relationship where you're really close with someone. So could this be your wife, your husband, your mother, your kid, your sister, your brother? They're like, we are talking about this like really proximity of somebody who can actually go under your skin because you have the thickest skin of all the signs in zodiac, right? So this is really talking about the need of repairing something. Hello, Creative Guru, how are you? So let's see, what do we have for these reversals? You have the home, coming back home, but home is a much bigger, I guess, thing over here. So, and then we have a message. Oh my gosh, it's like Captain Obvious. Coming back home, yes, you're not leaving, you're coming home. And this is like Mercury the messenger. So hello, nothing new actually learn here. It is just reinforcing the message. So what is basically prescription over here is like you need to remedy relationships. How you guys need to check the intro is in a previous video. Check on the pin things, the previous video, go and check it there, very important. Now it's very I might actually even link the intro to the previous, so that way you can actually have it right in the pin. So we need to go backward in order to move forward. You need to set some records straight. There's like something that has caused a rift in your karma, because if you really think what magician is, magician gives you powers. You can do anything. So imagine if you do anything and somebody really suffers as a result of it. guess whose karma gets affected? Both karmas really get affected, but they get affected in a different way. It also depends how both people react. So there is like now opportunity to kind of like create a bridge of some sort, because this is almost an order. So if you don't do it, I guess you're going to have different types of karmas moving forward. Alrighty, so no more guesses. Oh my gosh, I didn't change the stamp. I didn't even look at it on the screen. My apologies. Sagittarius and Aries. And the next one will be Gemini. And let's put your sign while I'm still on the screen here. Sorry about that. All right, Gemini. And then we have two left. We have two left. This is going to be one of these going forward. Let me just put this in before the cats find it. When you have kittens, you have to think of everything, making it kitten proof kind of a thing, right? And we should get together for a coffee or something. I mean, you're not that far. Actually, I was really thinking going to Shediac like that day, like when we had 28 a few days ago. I was just bragging everybody before you arrived. I don't know if you guys had it as well. So, Gemini, your stamp over here. And let's start. Look at Andy. Let's see. Let's do this. Good shuffle. Isn't this amazing? Like, I mean, when I was like pondering if I should start my own channel or not, I would watch other people, and actually hired a whole bunch of them just to see what comes back in terms of reading. And there were a few absolutely horrible ones, for very popular ones. I'm not going to badmouth which ones, but there were like some surprisingly really, really good. And these people are not there anymore. I guess the quality of work doesn't really pay. And it was really, really weird. So Gemini, we have Knave of Pentacles. This is a Page of Pentacles reverse. Something is going very slow. And Strength is a commitment. So here we go. Queen of Swords and Ace of Swords. What sign are you, Andy? So just kind of like even see you in this reading. So guys, this is really interesting because this is a karma card that is coming through like lastly. Remember the principles, Gemini. Make sure you check the intro. Intro is astrologically showing you it's a little bit different landscape that we have this time around. So we have Knave of Pentacles, which is that slow card. It's just like watching paint dry. It's even slower. It's much slower than that. It will be this meditative motion when nothing is happening. And so this is almost death to Gemini. Literally, if you want to piss them off, that's what you do to them, right? So that's kind of like what really has to happen here, is that somebody needs to come forward and, I guess, commit. Or maybe this really talks about an attitude of lots of diplomacy and managing somebody, but like just relationship when you need to manage somebody. If it's overly managed, it's not a relationship that should be really close relationship. It's more or less, I think of that as work relationships, kind of like a thing, right? And then we have Queen of Swords over here, which is really wonderful for you. That could be you that is coming through and you're cutting through some kind of crap. But I'm trying to think here, what is here connecting to that astrological principles. We have to move back in order to move forward, and it's going to be lots of emotional things, but like Cups really didn't show up for you to really give me more insight in all of that, right? It's going slower than drying paint, yes, because there is like, maybe this is it, like maybe the person doesn't want to commit, and they know this is kind of like where this is going to go, and they're not in a rush. But Gemini is going to commit. Gemini is going to feel very good. Gemini is going to cut through the crap and start something new. And it's going to look like it can be even change within one sitting. So you can go for a coffee with them, and then by the end of that, they're a different person. I have seen that happen with people. I have seen it happen with me. Heck, I will go on a date thinking everything is fine. As I'm sitting in the date, I'm thinking to myself, this just goes nowhere. I need to kind of like stop with this. I'm just wasting my time and his time, and let's kind of like not go in this direction. And this is typical for air sign, guys. Just warning, slippery slope dating us. But this is good. Queen of Swords means that you guys have been through a lot. And what you really need to do here, you're like, your wounds here are maybe financial wounds. And this is kind of like maybe some kind of like process that is really happening. And this is what is making you feel uncomfortable. So that's why I need to clarify. Oh, maybe you're waiting on somebody, because the sweetheart comes through over here. But it would apply only for men, I think. Or if the woman is your choice, to be precise. But look at that, like there's like some culmination. You really want to move in that direction. So, and it's possible this man is actually with somebody else, or hoping for somebody else, hoping for a commitment by somebody else. So that is actually really possible. And if this happens, everything revolves really, really quickly. So be very careful, because these people who on dating sites appeal very, are very appealing, are actually the ones who are stuck somewhere. And this is why they're appealing, because we are like reading that energy as, oh, I want some of that, because you feel kind of like both interest and rejection at the same time. And some people find it irresistible. It's just like barbecue freaking chips. It's like sweet and sour, sweet and salty, like it's like a drug, right? So I would say, Gemini, for you, you need to get unstuck. And you were stuck for a long time. That's what I would say. And that's why the strength comes through, because strength is always about, you know, do you have what is needed to go through? Because this one is been through everything. Queen of Swords has been broken down, pulverized, shredded, and she still glued herself and picked her up. She's full of scars. She is kind of there, but she is a survivor of some sort. And this is like very encouraging, that you're cutting through crap, and maybe this is just simply making an executive decision. You're clear with something and done. So interesting over here. So Andy read it the way you wanted, but Sagittarians are either getting committed or cutting this crap once for good. So that is very, very look at that. Look at, guys, that's right. I would run. Yeah, they're getting divorced, and he's still hoping. And maybe it's a commitment. Oh, interesting, the commitment and the sword, kind of like waiting for that to be finalized. So that means there's still, actually this is really I would say nice quality. You would want something like that to happen. So I would just say emotionally crippled, more than that, I would just say. But hey, hi Jenny, how are you doing? I'm sorry you're dealing with that, because that's a bad situation to be stuck. I would really go and look elsewhere. You need to kind of like get your mind occupied, because this can be very, very damaging over here. Your Capricorn, yeah. And Capricorns, and that's what it is. Maybe the first card for it was Capricorn, because it was that page of usually Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, but it could be that page. So it's sort of like he doesn't see that as very important, but nonetheless there's like something still moving in a direction. So be kind of like very aware of that. So let's see who is next. We have two more today. We have Virgo. Okay, Virgos. I have Mercury in Virgo. So this is affecting me, because I feel that for these monthly horoscopes, we need to really also closely look for all the readings for the signs where we have our closest planet, like Mercury, Mars, Mercury, Mars. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, like we don't freaking have Earth. We're always looking on the outside influences. Why is that? There is like a flaw. of some kind of like sort, right? So let's see. Barbie is giving you the same advice, but then Barbie and I are air signs. We look at things really differently. Did you see Giselle Bundchen? No, Giselle. Is it Giselle? Giselle Bundchen and Tom Brady? Is it Giselle? Yeah, they're getting divorced. Is she like, what sign is she? Like, usually models are either like they are Venus, right? So they will be Libra or Taurus. It would be really interesting because she basically said no. She was Queen of Swords in that situation. It's like kind of like not dealing with this, and kind of like I am done with it. So it was just executive decision. Virgo, let me just put your sign over here, and let's go. I don't know what happened with dating. Seems to be, at least for me, like very difficult. People are really set in their ways. Everything is really expensive outside. I know it's actually easier to date here where I am than in Toronto, which is kind of like really weird because Toronto has what, 6 million people, and this whole freaking province has about 700,000. So just tells you about the quality of people as it is. But let's see, Virgo. Oh my god, goodness, it's like coming out. So we have Ace of Wands reversed. I'm going to take it this way, and then we have the Sun reversed. So it's a 1 1 and 1. So Virgo, congratulations, you're going into some kind of new beginning. While most of us have to go backward in order to go forward, this kind of like really shows over here for you to some extent. I actually like Sun reverse card. I almost like find it a tiny little bit better than when it's upright. And the reason for that is because the sun can be really scorching hot, but when it goes down, it can talk about not such a high impact, but it can also talk about being a sunset, right? Or a dawn of some sort, right? But more or less sun going down would be more or less a sunset, right? So here it really talks about somebody from the past, because if you really ask yourself what is the Ace of Wands, it is like something regrowing from something that existed, as we can see it from this trunk over here, and kind of like having a second wind, having a second life. And Sun also relates to commitment because it's just like Strength card. It kind of like shows to something really exact. It's really interesting that you have 3 wands. So this is like some kind of like spiritual lesson for you coming forward. And look, we actually don't have Earth over here. The wheel does have like these kind of like elements, and we usually have all of these signs in the wheel. As you can see, the cups, the swords, the wands, and the pentacles over here. But the wheel also represents the 4 fixed signs. So we are talking, and this is like double down here with Leo. So Leo seems to be prominent in your chart over here for one reason or another. So Leos represent achievement, Leos represent fame, Leos represent stage, showmanship, headlights, kind of a thing. Leos also represent public exposure or dealing with public of some sort. So there's like something that is going in your life that is kind of like really working out, but is like on the back of something that has been, that maybe has been, and you put it on a back burner. So if you're planning to do something that maybe didn't work in the past, but something that you're very passionate about, this just as well might be big success, because the Wheel of Fortune is a karma card, and you also have a major over here. So this is like a really good combination, my dear Virgo, coming up over here. And I didn't put a stamp over here, and I'm going to just give it a guess over here. So let me just see, even though this is not bad, when Ace of Wands shows up reversed, it means that you're pushing yourself not to go in the past, pushing yourself, something is done with you. But the problem here is that you Virgo, please check intro. Intro is very important. It's linking to this reading. Intro is saying basically that we have to go back to move forward. So you're not exempt. You also have to go back to move forward, and it doesn't look like you want to. There's like somebody maybe who was very important, and now it's just like you want nothing to do with this. And look at this melody. I don't know, maybe somebody made you sick. Merriment. Somebody with whom you had good times made you sick. Like, this is literal explanation over here, right? It could be simply like a breakup of a relationship. It could be something that you don't want to grow. It could be something, but this is not the whole point over here. It doesn't mean that you have to go back to this person. It just simply means you need to process what has happened and come to some kind of like clearance, if you wish, because the sun is that transparency, it's clearance, it's kind of like sanitizes everything, right? It's the ultimate healer, if you wish. So you really need to kind of like lick your wounds, maybe that's what it means, in order to move forward. But boy, are you moving forward. Like, there are ones are still not really full moving forward, but it is like resolve to move forward, resolve to go in a new direction, resolve to kind of like know what you want and how you want it, right? So it is very important to kind of like see that. So good for you, Virgo. Am I putting this? Yeah, I'm always, this is like just simply my system, I'm always putting them up. And who is the last? Who is the last? Medium quality. Jupiter and Uranus in Virgo and Pluto. Oh my goodness. And medium coil is Leo. That's really interesting. So Christelle, you need to shine. You probably have a big hair. You probably are feeling very bad. You really have a bad day if you have a bad hair day. And you just cannot get over it. It's kind of like weird how this kind of like things can really affect you. Just focus on your job. It's my main priority. Yes, Andy, amen to that. So the very last one, and let's remove this one that I have here. Am I in the wrong one? Yes, I even don't know which one would that be. Oh, it's Pisces. It's sensitive, gentle Pisces are coming last. And who is coming here? I'm having a Jasper over here playing. Pisces. Here you go. And let me put your thingy here. And I'm actually handling this pretty good in time-wise. So Pisces. Look, Aries, my priority is. Welcome, Pisces. Oh, thank you, creative girl. Awesome. Look at that, what the teamwork can do. And Barbie, isn't she fantastic with finding this like cutest thing? Are you using iPhone? I guess the that's one flaw of Android. It doesn't have really good icons. Okay, we do have 2 wands and page of wands. And the world, it does make sense. Ultimately, world is also karma card. It's kind of like semi karma card. Why semi? Because it's something is happening now, so it doesn't have a really huge impact. Kind of like, you know, like when you drop a nuclear bomb, it just like drops in the spot and just like spreads everywhere, right? So these karma cards are not necessarily negative like nuclear bomb, but like they literally kind of like spread like this. But this one, it just like plops down, just like flat, and kind of like this is what really happens over here. So Pisces 2 wands talks about some kind of like indecision. It's really weird how they positioned it, and partially I always read these kind of like theme cards, partially like what the archetype is, another part is like what they see in a picture. And sure, the archetype is like one is bolted and one is not bolted. However, this one is still kind of like suppressed, could be in a hole or could be wedged, where the whole idea is like to kind of hold it, so you kind of like have ability to decide if you want to move forward in a new direction, or you're going to go same old, all tried and true, if you kind of look at that way. So in your case, Pisces, that same old is something emotional. Do you want to maintain and sail in the emotional state where you are? Or in your case, is the opposite. I don't know who this was. I'm trying to remember. Was it Sagittarius that it was first emotions and then kind of like analysis? Because we do see swords over here. So it is really asking you to kind of like think and maybe you communicate something that you want. But you are turning into fire. This Knave of Wands is like, phew, it's kind of like the flash kind of like energy just going freaking everywhere. You are kind of like activating yourself. There's like something that is really going on over here. And I don't know, like maybe you have planned something for a while. Now this is really coming to play. You're spreading the wings. You're really doing it. The World card, it can talk about travel, it can talk about business, kind of like dealing with something with things that we can touch. It would not be stocks kind of a thing. It would be something rather tangible, of a sort. But then also we have, like we have the Scorpio over here. Who would be the lizard? I think that would be Leo. It's wrong because lizard, well, I guess it is King of Wands. It is a lizard. Then we have Taurus, and then we have Aquarius over here showing up. So this is really talking about, and look at how beautiful card this is. Like, I mean, the cup is fulfilled, and now from the full one it's coming down for the other part to kind of like start to happen. So there's like this switch. There's like a big success, but when this big success happens, it's really telling you that this is not plateau. You need to keep going. You need to keep going in a different direction, and you need to keep moving. Like, this is very important. This is only intermediate goal of some sort. So if you were thinking that you're going to step on the gas and kind of like end up with something that is just like finished, it's just like temporarily finished. So sure, celebrate, enjoy. It's going to be in November. It's going to be actually the easiest from all signs, that I really have to tell you, because you're simply focused on one singular thing, and that's all that you want in this particular thing. So we will see. All right, so Barbie's not telling us what she's using. Barbie, using iPhone or using Android? Oh, you're Android? But where the heck you find these like beautiful icons? Oh, don't tell us, then we will all know it. It's not fun to kind of like steal her wind, right? So, all right, so let me remove this thing, and Barbie gets the card first because she was a winner. Yeah, this mouse is really driving me kind of like nuts, but let's go with Barbie first, actually, because she won. So Barbie, what are the messages for Barbie here? Barbie, before the doors, Barbie, you get it, and you're getting 7 of Swords. I'm going to get translation or clarification. Okay, Barbie, you are getting 7 of Swords, and this is like proverbial theft card, and then you're getting letter and fidelity, right? And this is fidelity, somebody sitting on somebody's grave, so it's overall very, very sad, right? Something that you cannot get back, and this is technically the same kind of like thing. There is like something that is really going on, and these would be like kind of like the air cards, and this would be more like earth cards, like a close to the death card. So the message to you is that you really the generosity should not be the name of a day these days. What you really need to do, you need to claim what is yours, and it looks like that you have been giving and giving and giving, and somebody just like, I mean, took it away, claim it, and they don't even give you any credit or anything like that. you really need to kind of reclaim it, or maybe that's what you're claiming. Maybe somebody's not giving you what's rightfully yours, but there's like some kind of like a message coming regarding that, and I'm not so sure how this really relates to that. Fidelity. There's like this financial company that is called Fidelity, and it's presented with a pyramid. So it's some kind of a hierarchy of a sort. Maybe something has to go through the emotions, just like the graveyard would kind of like represent emotions. And it is really a weird message, but it's clearly telling you that you need to really guard yourself in this particular thing. And you might actually lose something here. That's kind of like what it means, that you're going to be dedicated to some cause to the very, very end, which is very commendable, but it's not serving you right in this period of time. Sorry, this time around was not the easiest message to render, but you know that I always tell you what I see. So let's see. And let me close the thingy here, so that actually I can shuffle without it, so that way we can do the doors. I'm going to just do the bottom of the deck, so that way I don't have to hide it, because sometimes the cards come through and it's not much fun. Really? Oh my gosh, Barbie. Oh, there you go. I don't know, did you see it? I just have to wait 30 seconds. If you didn't see it, I'm going to take it. This one was actually door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3, because nobody ever picks door number 1. So let's see. Whew. Okay, so door number 1, if you've seen it, you've seen it. It's 3 of Cups. You probably already had your decision. And 3 of Cups is a yes, and it's some kind of celebration. It could depend on a couple of other people that are here in a play, and these are friends, and I always find this card very, very comfortable, so just like kind of go with it, right? Then the door number 2, it's a no. It's a big no. It's a 4 of Swords. It's kind of like need for repose, need for a pause in general, but not just I'm doing nothing kind of a day, but rather a day where you're dealing with being grateful. And grateful in itself is a good exercise. When you feel grateful, you kind of like generate that kind of like new energy coming through. So whatever we are doing today is going to manifest down the line. So what are we going to do today to manifest? So for you and anybody who gets number 2, it's really not the time right now to obtain this wish. And this is really telling you to question this manifestation. So it is no, you need to take a break from this question. And the number 3, we have a King of Swords. And there he is with his legal book over here, and with his Uggs over here. He has a white cat, interestingly enough. And he is rendering justice over here. So this is a big yes, whoever guessed number 3. So it is something that needs to be clarified. It is something that depends on something that has been already established, and it goes forward. This person keeps his word or her word, and it's going to go forward as it was promised. Yes, you need to do self-care today, etc. So there we go from this point on, right? So guys, next week for sure we are doing December. I might do 2023. Actually, that makes more sense to me than the other way around. So disregard my note that I have. So what's going to be, we are going to have 5 and 12th. The next 2 weeks I'm going to read December. I don't even know if I should read December, but December is very important, because December is when so many things happen. Relationships are breaking up. I mean, I generally leave everything I don't want behind me. So, and I've seen that like most of the breakups from all the days in the thing that happened around Christmas. This is really, really interesting. Oh yeah, happy Halloween. And then 19, 26, and 3rd, we are going to do the annuals. So I think 19th I'm going to just dedicate to astrology, which means I have to start working on it because that one is going to be big. So Halloween, guys, what are you doing? I only have cat ears. That's all that I have. It seems to be very appropriate. I cannot have anybody coming because my dog is so impossible. He barks everybody. He would bite the kids. So I have to put my house to dark and just say no, kind of a thing, which is kind of sad. It'll be so nice to kind of participate in a celebration. So maybe he'll pull his head out in December. We'll see. Maybe it's going to happen. So guys, I really appreciate you being here. You could have been anywhere, but you have been here, so I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for all that visit, and especially for my moms, and very, very much especially for Barbie with her great organizing skills. So we are starting à nouveau, as the French say, the next time around. And I will see you next Saturday. I do love you. Take all the best. Oh, taking the kiddo to Halloween party. You guys have Halloween in Australia? I didn't realize that. We don't have Halloween. I don't know, unless they started the celebration. But it's more carnival in Europe than anything else. But here, I kind of like really, really, really like it. Because Halloween is translated in Europe like the Night of the Witches. Which I guess it's appropriate, right? But carnival is kind of like more fun of it, kind of like doing the stuff. So I wish everybody an absolutely beautiful weekend. Merci à tous aussi, Christelle. And I really, really hope you're going to have a wonderful week. And we will chat next Saturday. Love you, love you, love you. Take care.